Hello and welcome back to the Handy Outdoorsman. Today we are getting ready for winter and I'm going to put the John Deere snowblower onto my riding mower. So before I do that, I need to change out this belt. This belt is pretty frayed, and so I want to be able to put a new one on there before I hook it up to the tractor. Now I've gone out and looked at a few videos, and I have not seen one where I believe that it's done correctly. And the reason I say that is there's videos out there where people have taken off this entire assembly along with the sprocket in the front to remove this pulley here, and that took them over an hour to do all of that. And there's another guy that did it almost the way I'm going to do it, but he missed a step. And what he did is he took off this retaining clip back here and he couldn't get it back on, and that's kind of key in order to keep the belt in place. So what I'm going to do today is show you how I changed the belt on this. Now, because I've done this a couple of times already, I can get this done in about 10 minutes. Hopefully I can keep the video that short without explaining too much, and you get to see how I do this and how easy it is to change out the belt. So let's get started. So here's the tools that you're going to need. You're going to need obviously a belt, a 1/2 inch socket, as well as a gear pulley and a hammer. So there's not really a lot that you need, but just these few tools. So the first thing we're going to do is take the snowblower and turn it on its face. Make sure it's secure. And then now what that's going to do is going to give us access to these 4 bolts on the side or underneath this plate here. Once we remove the plate, then we can feed the belt through these pulleys and take it off of this. So that'll be the first step, is to remove this bracket. Now that we've got the 4 bolts out, I'm going to feed the belt down and pull this bracket up. As you can see right there, it just comes right off. And then now, using the same 1/2 inch socket, we'll loosen up these pulleys so that we can take the belt out of the retaining clips here. You don't need to take the bracket all the way off, just enough to where it comes loose, and you can slide it out of the way and slip the belt out just like that. Let's see if I can show you better on this one. Loosen this until the pulley comes out, the clip comes out, and now we have the whole bracket right off. Now let me zoom in here and show you what's going on here. This retaining clip is preventing you from taking the belt completely off. It's actually holding it in place. So the next thing we need to do is pull this pulley right here. And this is being held in with a 3/16 inch Allen screw. So all I'm going to do is just take a Allen wrench right here that's connected to my socket, and we're going to just loosen this up. Now, you've got two options here. You can take a hammer and then try and tap it off on each side, but you take a chance of warping your pulley. The other option is to use a gear pulley and connect it on here, like so. Now that you got your gear pulley on, you can go ahead and tighten this screw here. That's going to pull that pulley right off. Now, because I've already taken this on and off a couple of times in the last year, my pulley, I can work right out. And when you do that, that allows your belt to come right off, but yet your retaining clip stays in place. When you put your belt back on, there's a smooth side, and I'm going to call it a V side or a groove side. You want this portion here to go in towards the pulley itself. So let me go ahead and grab my pulley, put this inside. Right, when we go to put our pulley back on, we have to align this keyway. There's a slot right here that lines up with a key that's on the shaft. And that's this piece right here. So we need to line up our pulley so that when I put this back on, it'll slide right onto that, right over that key. Now the trick when you're putting on this pulley is that you need to make sure that you put the pulley into the retaining clip right here first, and then try and line it up with that keyhole. Just like that. And so it lined up. My pulley is where it needs to be as far as flush on the end, and my retaining clip never came off. It's still intact. So now that belt will not come off. So now what we need to do is just take our Allen wrench and tighten this back up. All right, I've got my pulley back on. I did have to do just a little bit of tweaking to make sure that it ran smooth. It's not binding. As you can see right here, the belt moves freely and the pulley's on there and it won't come off. All right, the next thing we're going to do is take our bracket and line it back up to the holes and put that back on to the frame. Now that the bracket's on, I'll lay this down and we'll put the pulley or the belt back through these top pulleys. Make sure your belt is in your back pulley, and then all we're going to do is feed the belt on either side. Now again, there's a flat side and a grooved side. We want the flat side here to go on this pulley. So we'll just feed it in. Bring this bracket over top, and we can tighten this one down. Do it finger tight first. Now on this one here, we're going to do the same thing. Make sure it's in the pulley in the back. Flat side goes against this pulley here. It's locked in. Bring this out. We'll hand tighten it. And then now our belt are through our pulleys. And we'll just go ahead and tighten this down. And that's it. We're done with changing the belt. Took us less than 10 minutes. And that's even with fiddling around with the camera. But when you pull this, it should not bind. It should go either way, and it does. So that's it. Hope this video was helpful. I hope you learned something. Until the next one, take care and God bless.